Hey everybody, today I am interviewing my good friend Dwight. Dwight's the founder of BackersHub, and it's a community of Kickstarter backers. I met Dwight through really random circumstances that I'll allow him to explain, but he's got an amazing story. We met, I guess, last October. He got his
Yeah.
first pre-sale for Backers Hub in under 3 weeks, and now today in May, it's doing over 5 figures a month, which is freaking ridiculous and awesome. And he's also, in doing this, and he's become pretty much the biggest expert in Kickstarter that exists. And in the end of this interview, we're going to give anybody who's watching this the chance to kind of be mentored by Dwight in launching a Kickstarter campaign of their own. Anybody who's interested in launching a physical product or has an idea for a physical product that would like to take advantage of the resources of Backers Hub. At the end of this interview, we're going to tell you how you can apply to do that. And during the interview, you're going to learn probably a million reasons why that'd be a good idea. So, without further ado, thanks for coming, man.
Carl, man, thanks for having me. Great intro.
Yeah, it is. You earned it. Yeah. So we met. Why don't you tell everybody how we met?
How did we meet? We met because I saw your interview on Pat Flynn. Shout out to Pat Flynn. I saw your interview on it, and just the process that you were talking about. Validating your idea, what you learned from Dane Maxwell through your run at the foundation. That interview was exactly what I needed at that time. Um, how did I come across that interview was probably the big question. I ended up in San Francisco last year. I'm from New York. I won a business plan competition at my school last spring, and I decided to take a one-way ticket out to California, out to San Francisco with the idea that I won from my business plan competition. I was staying with a couple of buddies of mine, trying to get that idea up and running, but it just wasn't working out. The idea that I had at the time wasn't really, it's not really important, but it just wasn't working. It just wasn't. And so I was on my friend's couch, just a little disheartened, scared, nervous, trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to get back home? I was completely broke. And yeah, I came across your interview on Pat Flynn. I'm always checking out those podcasts. And I sent you an email and you
Yep.
responded. I was like, hey, Carl, I'm in town. I loved your interview. Would love to grab a cup of coffee with you, throw some ideas around. And that's how we met.
Yep. And we first hooked up at some food trucks and hung out. You showed me what you were working on.
Yeah.
Um, we talked about, I think, most of the conversation was about, okay, what do these people really want? This is a good market, but what do they really want? And
And when you
then,
talk about people, you mean the idea that came with to you. We were trying to create something for campaign creators.
right, right,
I wanted to help Kickstarter campaign creators, have an easier run at their Kickstarter campaign. It was more so from a logistics standpoint. When I approached you with the idea for Back Yourself, I was excited. I say, hey, man, I think I have an idea to help campaign creators with their rewards.
right, right,
We can handle the custom t-shirts for them. We can handle the shipping of their rewards after their campaign is over. And we talked about it. That's where, the
yeah,
pain question came up. What's
yeah,
keeping them up at night?
yeah,
What's really making them stay up at night? And I took that from that conversation and I went back and I had to really reevaluate it. And what's keeping campaign creators up at night is one thing. They want to get backers. They want to have a successful Kickstarter campaign. That's why they're on Kickstarter. They don't care about the shipping of their products. They don't care about, where they're going to get their t-shirts made. They'll worry about all of that after their campaign is done, after
right,
they reach their goal. So yeah, that was the problem. How do they reach their goal?
yeah. So, what did you do then?
I started to brainstorm. I tried to figure out, okay, I had a Kickstarter campaign a couple of years ago. And one of the things that I noticed was that for my personal campaign, majority of the backers that backed my campaign were complete strangers. Even though everybody that I knew and loved told me they would back my campaign, only a small percentage of people that I actually knew backed my campaign for whatever reasons. They probably didn't need what I was doing anyway. But what I noticed is that majority of the backers from my campaign came from Kickstarter. And not only that, but they were repeat backers. They backed a lot of campaigns. They backed 50, 100, 150, 200, 300 campaigns. So realizing that, I thought it would be cool to help campaign creators get in front of backers, kind of like what Kickstarter does with their weekly newsletter. There's
Hmm.
a reason why, getting on Kickstarter weekly newsletter is gold for anybody that has a campaign, because you're going to get in front of repeat backers. You're going to get in front of their community of backers. The only hard thing is that getting on Kickstarter's weekly newsletter is darn near impossible.
Yeah.
Kickstarter only promotes 3 campaigns on their weekly newsletter. There's hundreds of campaigns that go up a week. So the chances of you getting on it are pretty slim. Not impossible, but very slim. So the more I thought about it, the more I thought, how cool would it be if we created a newsletter that had the same backers, but open it up to campaign creators, give them a fair shot to say, okay, I want to get featured on this newsletter. I want to get in front of repeat backers.
Yeah. So you had that idea,
Mm-hmm.
and then essentially you just started selling it, right? And but the problem was you didn't have a list of backers yet either, though, did you?
So there's a couple of things. Not only did I have a list of backers, but I was broke, right? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, and I didn't have money to waste, like, I don't know, investing into this in the traditional standpoint, from, I don't know, spending money on ads. I just wanted to make sure people wanted this before I got involved. I took the advice that I got from you, from your podcast, just getting people to validate it first, getting
Right.
people to say, you know what, I think this will give me enough value that I'm going to pull out my credit card and purchase from you. So I approached a couple of campaign creators and I said, hey, would you want to be promoted in front of a list of repeat backers that have backed X amount of campaigns that would most likely probably be interested in your campaign? And yeah, we got a couple of yes. We got, somebody actually pull out their credit card and say, yeah, Dwight, I'm interested. Let's see how this works. And that was on October 16th. I will never forget that day because,
But you actually got them to pay you.
yeah, we actually got them to pull out their credit card and pay and say, yeah, I want to be featured on this newsletter.
And that first week of doing that, you got, I think, 3 people.
Yeah, we got about 3 or 4 people. I think we got like a grand, a little
Yeah.
bit over a grand in
Yeah.
sales. So this is
So
something that I would like to see happen.
I still think that's the record in terms of anybody I've heard from
Yeah,
nothing to.
you
to
told me that. I don't know if I believe you, but it's
I'm
like,
sure
yeah,
maybe somebody else out there has gone a little faster, but I haven't heard it yet. So, I mean, it's
yeah,
crazy. So, okay, so then, what did you do to so what did you do to kind of scale that up? Once you knew that was going to work, you
yeah,
realized 2 things. Okay, well, now I've got to create the list. So, what did you do? How did you
yeah.
do that?
That was probably the hardest part, because I don't at the time, and we're still learning. That's probably the most exciting part about this. We're still learning. At the
Yeah,
time, we didn't know anything about building a list. Didn't know anything about newsletters. Um, Copywriting, please forget about it. Right? Had to learn all of that just to write effective copy to get somebody to actually want to sign up. The early days when we first started, we probably tried everything, things that we knew and things that we didn't know about, we things that we did. Now looking back and saying, okay, that was horrible, don't ever try that. At one point we were just trying to email backers, just send them emails, and that's the worst thing you want to do. You don't want to spam people, or you don't want to come out of nowhere to somebody saying, hey, join my list. We
yeah,
didn't know anything at the time, right? But what we started to realize was the value of partnerships. We started establishing relationships with successful campaigns, because that's where our target was. We wanted to get backers. They had backers. So we just started establishing relationships with them and figuring out, okay, how can we give value to them? So in the beginning, we were doing a lot of cross promotions, a lot of cross promotions. And yeah, that's how we, that's how we got our first 300 backers to join the list. And then from the first 300 went to 700, then 700 went to 1500, then 1500 went to 5,000, and now we're closing in on 10,000 backers on our weekly newsletter.
That's amazing. So between October and now, you're almost at 10,000 backers, and these backers are people who, like, these are like, it's a super awesome list because it's people who buy a lot of stuff and fund a lot of
Yeah.
campaigns. So that's a powerful list.
The way how it works is very similar to Amazon or eBay, right? Like when you go on Amazon or eBay, you purchase something. eBay at the bottom or Amazon, they'll have another product to refer to you, right? Because they understand if you purchase something from them before, you're most likely to buy something else again, right? And that's the same thing with the backers on our list. They support so many Kickstarter campaigns that they're looking for the next project, and we just try to act as that curated list of,
Right.
hey, here's some new campaigns, check it out.
So, right, and yeah, so essentially, I mean, I guess we didn't get clear on this yet. What you're offering to backers is to promote their campaign to this list of. Actually,
Well,
you're
that's
offering this to the campaign creators.
yes.
We'll promote your campaign to these awesome backers who, are gonna probably back your campaign.
Yeah.
It's a high likelihood because they've backed a lot of things. So creating a lot of
And
value
not,
all around.
and not only is it providing them an opportunity for the backers to back their campaign if they like it, but also, what if they don't like it? We're able to get them feedback on their campaign, which is just
Right.
as important.
Yeah.
A lot of campaign creators, they have a Kickstarter campaign and they'll get hundreds of views to their website, to their Facebook page, to their Kickstarter page, but no conversion, and they have no idea why. Why are people leaving? Maybe it's because the video that you have up is not as compelling as you thought, or maybe the reward pricing that you have isn't, enough of value, but you don't know. People will come, they'll play the video and then leave. So with our newsletter, we're able to tap into that. We're able to get feedback straight from backers to really highlight what they like and what they didn't like. And, that's been proven to be valuable within itself.
So there was a moment I remember talking to you where you said, "Man, we really have to do more to give a lot of value to the backers as well. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we're not gonna be able to grow the list, and it's not going to be sustainable." Yeah. So, talk about a couple of the things you do to give even more value back to them. Other than, I mean, one thing is you're letting them know about Kickstarter campaigns, but you had to do more, right? So what have you done for them?
Yeah, so when we first started to really entice backers to join the list was to promote new campaigns. We wanted to be a curated list for them and say, hey, look, you don't have to go searching around. We'll provide you with the newest campaigns every week. On that, we were also doing rewards, giveaways, stuff like that. We had a segment called Rate My Campaign. So that's how we got backers to give campaign creators feedback on their campaign, and we'll raffle off, cool giveaways and stuff. But the more we thought about it, we wanted to figure out, okay, how can we really keep backers excited about this list? How can we keep them excited to opening up our emails? And the idea came to us of, how about we offer backers exclusive deals on campaigns they probably missed out on? And we found out about that because of just the conversations that was going on our campaign in our Facebook group. So we have a private Facebook group. Conversations were going on where, backers will post pictures of campaigns that they just got a reward from, and other backers would say stuff like, ah, man, I can't believe I missed out on that campaign, or stuff like that. So we thought, how cool would it be, partner up with campaign creators and say, hey, we want to offer our community of backers an exclusive flash sale for campaigns that they missed out on. So that's been probably the stickiness of our community so far. Backers sign up for the awesome deals. That's primarily, what gets them in and what makes them stay. They're excited about the weekly deals that we get. We save backers anywhere between 20 to 50% off Kickstarter funded products.
Right.
And Yes. So it's funny the interest in the growth of it. How it's, we're just adding on layers and layers to make this a great experience for
Yeah,
everybody.
it's awesome. It's it helps you because you're helps everybody. I mean, you're able to bring in old campaigns and give deals to your backers on those products, and they'll in return promote it to their customers and say, hey,
Yeah.
if you go here, you can be part of this deal with BackersHub, and your list
Yeah.
grows, and their
It's a
list
win
they get more
scenario.
customers, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. So I
Yeah.
just want to mention a couple of things here, like for the people who are listening, that I really appreciate about Dwight. I mean, he um, if you pay attention, a lot of people are going to be like how did he do this, and how could I do the same thing? And one of the things I notice is like, okay, you put yourself in a corner. We've heard this from a million people, that's like one of the best things you can do is like, okay, do something and then figure it out later. Well,
Yeah.
first of all, you sold something that didn't exist, but you didn't have you also didn't have the list ready, and you just
Yeah.
created it on the fly. The next thing is like one of your biggest skills that I think you have is your ability to just you're constantly paying attention to your audience, your customers, the backers, and the campaign creators, and not being afraid to try stuff and pivot and just continually looking for ways to improve the whole thing. And if you weren't doing that, hardly any of this would happen. And now you've scaled this to, over 5 figures a month in that short amount of time, which is freaking awesome. How
I don't
did
know,
it
man. I think
grow?
about
Yeah, how did it grow? So October you were at 1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah,
And then
first month.
November we ended up doing, I don't know, 3 or 4, and so forth and so on. How did it grow? So we just started reaching out to campaign creators with a different approach, right? So there's a lot of help for Kickstarter marketing out there. There's a lot. There's a ton. But everybody else was, offering somewhat the same product or offering the same assistance. Everybody was selling the campaign creators, hey, we can help you get press. We can help you get coverage. We can help you get featured here, there, and there. We just took a different approach. We say, look, man, we're going to get you in front of backers. That's what you need. Forget the press, forget all that. Let's get you in front of people that have a proven track record of pulling out their credit card and backing similar campaigns. Let's get you in front of people that understand what Kickstarter is and will support if you have a great campaign. Let's get you in front of the actual Kickstarter community. That's what you want to do. And we told people, look, man, we're the second best thing to Kickstarter's actual newsletter because
Yeah,
we have the same backers, right? Like, the Kickstarter newsletter is the holy grail. Like, but in the meantime, we could definitely help. And yeah, other campaign creators started referring us, talking about us. And it hasn't been a smooth ride. There's been a lot of bumps. We offered a full money refund. We had a full money refund policy when we started because even though we were building it out of thin air, we never wanted to hustle anybody, right? So there's a good saying, hustle, but don't hustle people. We never want anybody to get that feeling. So, if anybody emailed us and they weren't really happy with our newsletter when we were just getting started, we had no problem refunding. The reason why we were taking people money wasn't because I was broke, but it wasn't really because I was broke that I was taking people's money. It was because I wanted to make sure that this is something that people would pay for. I wanted to make sure that this is something that people found value in, like just to motivate me to say, okay, build this, build it. So, people paying was kind of putting numbers on the scoreboard. It was like, okay, people are willing to pay for it. That means this deserves my time and energy to go in. And, month after month, we helped a lot of great campaigns. And for the campaigns that, half of Kickstarter campaigns fail or something like that. The ones that didn't do too well on our list, we were still able to provide value by the feedback that the backers provided,
hmm
and that's something you can't really pay for, man. So we just try to figure out how can we offer the most value to our clients How can we offer the most value to our backers and make everybody as happy as possible? You know, make
Nice.
every opportunity a great opportunity.
Cool. So I want to switch gears a little bit to lead up to the last
Hmm.
thing we're going to talk about. Um, you've seen a ton of campaigns now. What makes a successful campaign?
So it's funny because you introduced me as, you know, the Kickstarter expert. And if I am the Kickstarter expert, it's only because of that one reason, that we see so many campaigns, dozens of campaigns a month we're helping. We see campaigns every single day. This is what we do. We look at campaigns over and over and over. So if we're an expert, it's because we've been able to study and analyze what successful campaigns do. There's a few things that I notice that successful campaigns do. One is they start promoting before the clock starts ticking. So a lot of people, they wait till they launch the campaign and then they get into promotion mode. And that's a big no-no. You want to start building up your following, building up your own list. So by the time launch day comes, you can have as big of an impact as possible. But you know, unfortunately, a lot of people don't get it, or they don't understand how to go about building their initial lists or initial push before the clock starts ticking. Two, great product, you know, actually having something that people want, you know, and that can't be overlooked, you know. There's a lot of weird stuff on Kickstarter, but, you know, the really do well are people that create a truly unique product that people actually want, that people can actually find use for. Um, Early bird rewards, you know, having a limited product as a reward on your campaign, especially if it's good, could do wonders. That could drive a lot of traffic to your page. You know, that could drive a lot of engagement. And keeping your backers updated, whatever backers that you do get, keeping them updated and creating them, you know, turning them into ambassadors for your brand. Because you got to think about it. Backers have a self-interest in seeing your campaign become a success because they want to get the reward that they paid for it. Nobody wants to back a campaign for 30 days and it fails, right? They want to
Right.
get that reward. So using strategic methods to get them to also promote your campaign, to make them feel a part of it. And we notice that the successful campaigns, they tend to do all four of those steps very, very well. Very, very
Nice.
well.
So, so I said in the beginning we were going to talk about something exciting here, and an opportunity for people listening. And
Yeah.
so, do you want to explain what it is, or do you want me to? I'll let you do it.
Sure, why not? So, you know, we've been working with a lot of Kickstarter campaigns. That's what we do. But what we're excited about is helping any campaign creator, or not even a campaign creator, any entrepreneur out there that has an idea for a physical product. We want to help. So, you know, whoever's watching this, all they have to do is sign up at signup.backershub.com. And we're going to select one person to walk them through the whole process of idea creation to validation by using our newsletter list of backers. We're going to get you involved with our backers and even launch a Kickstarter campaign with you, help you launch your Kickstarter campaign and get you successful. We want to walk you through the whole step. So any entrepreneur out there that has an idea, but they're a little uncertain how to go about bringing it to life, we want to help, and we want to use Kickstarter as a platform to get you launched and go in and validate it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so this is awesome because, I mean, number one, the most valuable thing, well, it's hard to say what is, but I would say is the fact that, access to this list of backers to help validate the idea before you even create the campaign. That's huge. I don't think that's ever even been done before.
We have close to 10,000 backers that are
Yeah.
looking for new ideas, right?
And
So
they
we're
love to
looking for,
give feedback. I've been in that group. I'm part of it. I've seen they love to give
yeah,
feedback. Yeah.
yeah. They
So
want to
this
be a part of
person,
the,
yeah, this person will get to go in there, you know, bounce ideas off of some of these backers, hopefully have one-on-one conversations with a few, and kind of just get coached by you through the whole thing on how to build their list and launch and, make it happen. And yeah, it's
yeah,
a huge
we want to show
opportunity.
people exactly. I want to
Yeah.
walk that person right through it. It's going to be limited time. You know, this is something that we're actually planning on launching as a course,
Yeah.
coaching service. So yeah, we just want to give one of your followers, one of your subscribers, an
So
opportunity
what?
to
Yeah. What kind of
participate.
person is the best type of person for this? Like, how are you going to be choosing that person?
We want to hear the ideas. And when they sign up at signup.backershub.com, you know, there's going to be a little form for them to fill out. We're interested in hearing the ideas and hearing about their passion, what drives them as well, you know, and, you know, me and my team, we're going to sit down and try to pick the one that's the most viable and the one that has the most stickiness to it.
Right on. That's awesome, Mike. I can't wait to see what ideas people have and the kind of people who are excited to get involved with this. And I can't wait to see their campaign blow up. Get on
That's
the.
the goal, man. That's the goal. That's
Yeah.
the goal. We seen enough campaigns, and you know, we think we know what we're doing over here. So we're excited to help any entrepreneur that just has an idea that wants to validate it, that wants to get it up and running. We're trying to create a safe eco system here. You know,
Right.
we reduce the risk as much as possible by getting as much feedback from the actual base of consumers as quickly as possible.
Right on, man. So I think that's a good place to wrap it up. So again, yeah, we'll put the link below the interview down there where you can sign up if you're interested and you have an idea for a physical product and you want to make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign up and I'll definitely be interested in hearing, who gets selected and helping to promote whoever gets selected too, just because I want to see this whole all succeed and everybody make it. So, yeah, if anybody wants to reach out to you personally, how can they do that?
Mhm. Shoot me an email at dwight@backershub.com.
Awesome, awesome, man. Well, this has been fun.
Dude, this is always great, man. I truly appreciate it. You know, from the first time that you opened up the first email I sent you to now. And awesome, dude. Truly appreciate it.
Right on. All right, man. Talk again another time. Hope everybody liked this.
Awesome.